Delving into the annals of history, we find the earliest uses of petroleum dating back to ancient civilizations. This murky, flammable substance made its debut in the cradle of civilization, Mesopotamia, where it was used for lighting, medicine, and even waterproofing. Its versatility didn't stop there. The ancient Egyptians used it in their mummification process, while in China it was a crucial component for heating and lighting. The term petroleum itself has an intriguing origin. It was first coined in the 4th century by the Romans, who referred to it as petra oleum, meaning rock oil. This name captured the essence of this resource, which seeped from the earth like an eternal spring, a precious gift bestowed upon humanity by the planet itself. These ancient uses of petroleum lay the groundwork for the invaluable resource we know today. Yet, these early applications were just the tip of the iceberg. The full potential of this rock oil remained largely untapped, confined to the realm of simple, practical uses. However, it wasn't until the Industrial Revolution that petroleum truly began to shape our world. As the 19th century dawned, the world was on the brink of a revolution, the Industrial Revolution. This transformative period in history was about to spark a surge in demand for oil, primarily for lighting and lubrication. The wheels of progress were turning faster, and the world was thirsty for a new kind of fuel to keep them spinning. Enter Edwin Drake, a man whose name would forever be etched in the annals of the petroleum industry. It was the year 1859, and Drake, a former railroad conductor, was about to make history in the quiet town of Titusville, Pennsylvania. Armed with an iron determination and a drill, Drake embarked on a mission that many deemed impossible: to drill for oil. Drake's endeavor was not without its fair share of skeptics. Despite the naysayers, Drake pressed on, driven by the belief that a bountiful supply of oil lay beneath the Earth's surface, waiting to be tapped. Day after day, the drill bit into the earth, deeper and deeper, until finally, on a late summer's day in August, success. Drake had struck oil, marking the birth of the modern petroleum industry. This monumental achievement set the stage for the petroleum industry as we know it today. The successful extraction of oil from beneath the Earth's crust demonstrated that oil was not just a valuable commodity, but a resource that could fuel the progress of civilization. From lighting up homes to lubricating machinery, oil was quickly becoming the lifeblood of the Industrial Revolution. It was a vital resource, unlocking new possibilities and driving advancements in a multitude of industries. The world was now powered by black gold, and business tycoons and nations alike were eager to stake their claim in the burgeoning oil industry. This was just the beginning. The petroleum industry was about to undergo a dramatic transformation. The stage was set for an era of unprecedented growth and innovation, an era that would forever change the course of human history. From the oil fields of Pennsylvania to the global stage, the story of oil was just getting started. The discovery of vast oil reserves like the Spindletop Gusher in Texas sparked an oil boom that would change the face of the globe. As we moved into the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the United States found itself at the heart of an oil boom. With the discovery of commercial oil reserves, the country was catapulted into the limelight, emerging as a global leader in oil production. The Spindletop Gusher in Texas, for instance, was a game-changer. Gushing oil high into the sky, it signaled the beginning of an era where oil would become the lifeblood of industry and transport. But it wasn't just the discovery of oil that was making waves. The industry was also seeing rapid advancements in technology. Drilling rigs, once primitive and inefficient, were evolving. They were becoming more sophisticated, able to reach deeper into the earth and extract more oil than ever before. These advancements were not confined to the rigs alone. Refining processes, too, were undergoing a transformation. Crude oil, once a thick, dark liquid, was now being refined into a myriad of different products, from gasoline to kerosene, diesel to jet fuel. This era was a time of unprecedented growth for the petroleum industry. The oil boom was not just about the gushers and the drilling rigs, it was about the people who were willing to take risks, the engineers who pushed the boundaries of what was technologically possible, and the entrepreneurs who saw the potential of this black gold. As we turned the corner into the 20th century, oil was no longer just a commodity. It was a symbol of progress, of innovation, of a world that was moving faster and becoming smaller. It was driving trains, powering factories, fueling ships, and even taking to the skies in the engines of early airplanes. As the world entered the 20th century, oil was not just fueling lamps, it was fueling progress. The 20th century saw a seismic shift in the petroleum industry, with the rise of the Middle East as a major oil-producing region. As the world's demand for oil surged, the Middle East's vast reserves became a significant player on the global stage. This shift was not just about supply and demand, it was also about geopolitics. The formation of the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, or OPEC, in the 1960s marked a turning point. This intergovernmental organization was created by oil-producing nations like Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and Venezuela to coordinate and unify their petroleum policies. OPEC's formation was a strategic move to gain control over oil prices, which were previously dominated by multinational corporations known as the Seven Sisters. This move amplified the geopolitical influence of the Middle East, making oil a key player in global politics and conflicts. Throughout the latter half of the 20th century, oil has been at the center of numerous conflicts and crises. The oil embargo of 1973, for instance, was a geopolitical maneuver by Arab members of OPEC to protest against Western support for Israel during the Yom Kippur War. This crisis sent shockwaves through the global economy, demonstrating the world's vulnerability to oil supply disruptions and the immense power of oil-producing nations. As we move towards the 21st century, oil continued to shape the world's political landscape. The Gulf Wars of 1991 and 2003, for instance, were largely driven by control over the oil-rich region. But as the century turned, the petroleum industry started to face new challenges. The world began to recognize the environmental consequences of our dependence on fossil fuels. There was a growing call for cleaner, more sustainable energy sources. The oil-rich Middle East reshaped the global landscape, but the industry was on the precipice of another change. As the world pivots towards sustainability, the petroleum industry finds itself at a crossroads. The growing environmental concerns have nudged this industry titan to explore new horizons. Renewable energy sources. From harnessing the power of the wind, sun, and water to delving into the potential of biofuels, the industry is making strides in its quest for greener solutions. The journey is not without its challenges, but history stands testimony to the industry's resilience and penchant for innovation. From the advent of drilling rigs to refining processes, the petroleum industry has repeatedly demonstrated its ability to adapt and evolve. Now, it is gearing up to redefine its legacy, not just as the powerhouse of the past, but as the catalyst of a sustainable future. So as we stand on the brink of this new era, we see a petroleum industry poised for transformation, ready to embrace change and to innovate. As we look to the future, it's clear that the petroleum industry will continue to play a vital role in shaping our world, fueling progress indeed.